Welcome to Anne's Stitch Collective. This little series of videos supports the stitch postcard that I give out with my templates, but also just to support people with stitching. It's also an update of the stitches that I did many moons ago. So we're going to start, as said here, just here, with a running stitch. So I have got my fabric stretched into my embroidery hoop, and you want it so it's a little bit like a tambourine, that this is nice and tight. I'm using a Pearl 8 cotton for this particular technique, and I've just got fabric pen for some future stitches, pair of scissors and a needle and thread. A lot of people ask what needles are best to use. I just use whichever ones my threads will go through. It's not very complicated, but I tend to use a number 3 milliner's needle or straw needle or a sharp's needle because they're fairly versatile with everything that's going on. So I've tied a little knot just at the end of my thread to get me started. And a running stitch is just a lovely stitch that you can do that just builds up patterns and things like that in what you're doing. So we're going to bring our needle up, and basically it's going to run in and out of our fabric. So I'm going to go in and out, in and out, and because I've got quite a long needle I can do 3 or 4 stitches all in one go and just pull it through, and there we have our running stitch. So we can work these in parallel lines to create some really nice features on pieces of work, especially if you are maybe quilting something or maybe doing some borrow stitching or some sashiko. It's quite hard to say that, but vary the size of the stitch, so they could be really small, they could be really long, they could go in different directions. So once you've got the basic stitch, you can just have a play around with it. So this is a running stitch that's all, I say it's connected together because we've had them going in a really nice straight line, but we can deconstruct this and just use these little stitches on their own. So there is a stitch called the seed stitch, and these are little stitches that just go in different directions, and you make little clusters of them. So you might do a couple of stitches in one direction, turn your hoop round, then just do some single ones that just fill in the gaps. Whoops. This is a really nice stitch to do if you are wanting to create a texture or fill an area with stitch, but you're not 100% sure what stitch you would like to do. It's also one of those stitches that I find that you can lose hours of your life doing. It's very therapeutic and it's very effective depending on how big or little your stitches are. The trick with this one is to try and create random marks and random stitches, which is harder than it sounds, but I tend to find if I work a few stitches in one direction and then turn my hoop a little bit and then carry on, they do start becoming a little bit more random. So that's a seed stitch. Then another one that you can do, which is quite nice, is radiating them out from a particular point. So it's just a little stitch on its own, choosing a centre point, going from the inside to the outside, coming round in a circle. And these can have 3 or 4 points on them. Could have 5 or 6, obviously it depends on how big you want to do these, but these can be really nice just scattered about, especially if you're doing something that might be, say, a night scene, or it's a floral piece and you just want to add some, they're a little bit like flowers or little stars or just little sparkles. So just going around, oops, just doing a little selection of these. So this is using a running stitch either as a collection that just runs parallel lines, little seed stitch, or possibly separating them out. So there you have a running stitch.